Good to go? All right, Zach, we're good to go. Good evening, everyone. I'm CBS 19 Chief Meteorologist Brett Anthony here on our CBS 19 Facebook page, on our YouTube channel, and on CBS 19 Plus, streaming a live weather update for you. And of course, as we head into the evening, just got some new data in from our in-house computer models. I'll share that with you in just a few minutes. First, let's go over where we stand, and we still stand with that winter storm warning in effect for the counties in pink. That does include Van Zandt County, also Wood County, Smith County, Upshur, Gregg, Harrison, Marion County. Then south of that, added this afternoon, was a winter weather advisory from Panola County through Rusk County to Cherokee, Anderson, and Henderson County, and then westward out toward the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. I am monitoring on our Facebook channel, so if you have any questions that you'd like to pose, we'd certainly like to try to help you out, help you plan for what is to come. But first, as we get into that, I just want to say hi to April Adams, who is joining us tonight. Damon Ariel Roberts is also watching. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for tuning in here on the Facebook channel. Mary Clary also watching tonight. So let's move on and talk about what's going on right now outside. It is clear, and I'm not sure this is such a great sign if we wanted to avoid any type of wintry precipitation. And I bring that up because we're at 34 degrees already, and it's just about 8:30 at night. So you can tell we're going to go below freezing tonight, and then the clouds will roll in, and it's not going to warm up much tomorrow before the precipitation gets here. We have a light west-northwest wind right now at 5 miles an hour. So temperatures outside across the region down to 32 at Jacksonville, 30 at Mineola, and 30 at Center. So we have dipped below freezing in many locations. We have high pressure in control out here to the west. This will be sliding overhead tonight. The storm system itself is still out in the Baja of California, but it is slowly working its way toward East Texas. So we have clear skies right now and likely going to stay clear for the next several hours. We are starting to pick up some light snow around Abilene, west of San Angelo, out in the Big Bend. A lot of this, though, may be evaporating before it gets down to the surface, but what it's doing is it is saturating the atmosphere so that by the time that moisture gets to East Texas, it should be able to reach the ground. But you can see the thicker clouds also out to the southwest of the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. One more zoom out here, and I want to show you what's important about that location of that low pressure area. And essentially what that low pressure area is doing is sending all of this Gulf moisture in our direction. We are just seeing streams of moisture headed toward East Texas, and it continues to flow in here from the southwest. So we'll continue to see the clouds increase, and then once we get to about 8, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock tomorrow, that's when snow and sleet may initially start. There might be a little bit of freezing rain mixed in there, but just considering how cold it could be in the morning, around 9 to 10 o'clock when this gets started, spreading in from the west to the east, we could have sleet and snow initially, eventually changing to a sleet, snow, freezing rain mixture, but that would be later in the afternoon. Black ice certainly could develop, or some hazardous or slick roadways through that time. The good news is there's not much wind to speak of, so the wind chill values are not going to be bitterly cold. If they are, it would be in the pre-dawn hours, and power outages very minimal tomorrow as we start with very light winds. Once we get into later tomorrow night and we get into the early morning hours of Friday, we look like we're going to get more freezing rain as opposed to snow and sleet here, and eventually perhaps a period of all rain. And then when we get closer to 4 o'clock in the morning Friday, some of this could refreeze as the temperature starts to dive back down below freezing at 4 or 5 a.m. and the precipitation changes from that rain back over to sleet and snow, and the wind chills pick up. And with the wind picking up, if there's any water on power lines that has refrozen, then we could be talking about some bigger issues in terms of power outages. All right, we got Marcy Hill. Oh, thank you. Oh, Scott, thank you very much. Appreciate that. What about Jacksonville? Edna, I'm going to go over Jacksonville in just a second. I think the graphic I have here just applies to all of East Texas. All right, so Thursday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., we've got, again, that snow-sleet combination coming in. We get into the afternoon, we're going to start mixing in some freezing rain, and it becomes more widespread by the time we get later into the afternoon. Thursday, 4 to 8 p.m., I would watch for some black ice. Remember, now we've had snow, we've had sleet, we've had a little bit of freezing rain. So these bridges and overpasses and any untreated roadway, that would be the most treacherous, or I guess I would say most dangerous or most threatening, but not to say that that's a for sure thing. But if you came across a bridge or overpass untreated, you just don't want to go speeding over that bridge or overpass and possibly lose control. Thursday night, there's a changeover to mostly rain. It'll happen late at night. It may stay all snow north of Interstate 20, closer to Interstate 30. So we have to watch for potential icy spots. And then Friday, 4 a.m. to noon, that rain changes back over to snow and sleet, and it ends where there could be a ½ inch of a slushy, sleety, snowy combination to 2 inches of snow possible. I think higher amounts closer to Interstate 30 and lesser amounts over, say, southern Cherokee County, southern Rusk County into Panola County. So that's the timeline on the storm. So how are the roads? As I come over to check with some more folks who are tuning in tonight, and appreciate everybody who's taking the time out and just kind of sharing their Wednesday night with us. Okay, so what about the roads? Well, Thursday, and again, this is initially and at the onset, 9 a.m. to maybe 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Here's what might be most concerning. Bursts of freezing rain. It's the bursts part, meaning that we could have heavier bouts of freezing rain, sleet, or snow. And again, I think it starts as sleet and snow, so there could be a heavy little burst of sleet and snow, quickly kind of covers some of the roadways. And then in the afternoon, you have a little burst of freezing rain. And then Thursday night, again, heavier rain comes in. The question is, does it freeze on the roadway, or does it wash all the sleet and snow off? It depends on the surface temperature of that roadway, not necessarily the air temperature. What could also happen is that as we are raining, we're cooling the atmosphere down, and so that rain could change over to snow, and it could be a heavy, wet sort of snow event Thursday night before it changes all back over to rain and freezing rain, and then back over to snow by Friday morning. All right, so let me go over that again. I think I got off track a little bit on Thursday night. So you've got that freezing rain, sleet, snow combo, and then Thursday night, rain and snow still mixing, changing to all rain for a couple of hours, and the possibility for some freezing rain. So we have to watch out for some slick spots. And then Friday, the change back over to snow Friday morning, causing some icy spots. But I think we'll have plenty of afternoon melting within all of that. All right, so where is this storm right now? It's out here. It's in the Baja. And look, it's wrapping in some drier air, but it's really starting to get stronger. It's a little bit slower. And so that's allowing some of this warmer air to come in. If this had come out or ejected faster, it could have been an all snow event. But it's coming out a little bit slower, and so we're starting to bring in some warmer air from the Gulf of Mexico in advance of that. Higher cloud tops here, noted around Dallas and Tyler. Those higher cloud tops and ice crystals denote a moistening of the atmosphere. All right, so somebody was asking about Jacksonville. If you've got a question now about your city, chime in, because we're about to go over through the cities. On Alaska, what will we get? I'll show you on Alaska in just a second. Gina Kirk, thanks for joining in. Patricia Walker, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Kilgore, Overton tomorrow morning. Ray wants to know about that. How about Nacogdoches area? We're going to go over Nacogdoches. Appreciate everybody that's tuned in here tonight. A lot of viewers, so I want to get everybody try to up to date on this storm. So this is Future Skycast tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. It's dry. Okay, the moisture is still west of I-45 and I-35. Then we get to about 11 o'clock. Now we start to get in to the rain to the south, cold rain, temperatures in the upper 70s or upper 30s, around 37 at Lufkin and 37 at Nacogdoches. But it's all rain at Nacogdoches. The pink area here, I have a feeling, is going to be a combo of sleet and snow, and that's all snow, Emory up towards Sulphur Springs and Mount Pleasant. Now we'll go to about 1:30, and the snow has picked up. This is what I'm talking about, one of those bursts of snow. Mineola toward Gilmer, up toward Mount Pleasant. Perhaps a burst of sleet at Athens over toward Tyler, up toward Longview, and then just steady light rain over Deep East Texas. That's 1:30 in the afternoon. So you can see how quickly a roadway, for instance, Interstate 20 right here, could have just some accumulation of icy pellets or some snow on top of that, and you could get some slick spots developing rapidly. Some of that sleet spreads up to Interstate 30 with Sulphur Springs, Mount Pleasant over toward Linden, lighter rain over Deep East Texas, but look at this. This is a plume of moisture that just moves into the area. Now, this is 6 p.m., So earlier model indications had this changing over to all rain by 6 p.m., but now we're getting some pinks in our in-house computer data. And so now you're talking about rain and snow mixed, or rain, snow, and sleet mixed. So this may increase the totals of a slushy, wet snow as you go into about 8 or 9 o'clock. But eventually, warmer air at about 5,000 feet, the temperature of the air should be about 40 degrees. That's coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. It's very warm, somewhat humid air. And so there's that distinct possibility that this just changes to all rain and it washes all of the muck off the roads, except for Emory, Mineola, Gilmer, up toward Mount Pleasant, and Linden, where we have that continued mixture of sleet and snow. So that's a possibility. The other possibility here is that it rains so hard that that air temperature drops to 33 or 32, and you either have freezing rain or you have heavy wet snow sticking to the ground. That's just something where we have to kind of go along and see exactly how it all plays out. But the calm ahead of the storm now Friday morning at 1 a.m. is wrapping up over the DFW back toward Sulphur Springs, and I have a feeling that calm ahead is going to move over Friday morning and cause some more snow accumulation as it moves away. We'll talk about how much here in just a second. By Friday afternoon, we have some peaks of sunshine and temperatures in the upper 30s. All right, so easily, with sleet and freezing rain combined, Palestine, Tyler, Longview, Henderson, and Carthage could be a quarter inch of that sort of, again, freezing rain and sleet. Sleet doesn't stick to power lines. Freezing rain does, so let's hope it's mostly sleet. In addition to that, 1 to 2 inches of snowfall. Tyler, Longview over toward Marshall. Carthage, probably about a ½ inch. Henderson, maybe a ½ inch to an inch of snow. Jacksonville, about a ½ inch. You go up toward Mineola, out toward Terrell, Gilmer, Jefferson, northward, 2 to as much as 6 inches of snow. And unfortunately, if you wanted snow in Crockett, Nacogdoches, Lufkin Center, and Hemphill, you'll likely have to wait for another time because it looks like it's going to be all rain over parts of deep East Texas. So the weather impact alert is all day Thursday, half the day Friday. I think hazardous travel is our biggest threat here, more so than power outages, though we can't rule out an isolated power outage here or there. The need is to stay warm, stay hydrated, stay inside if you can, and stay connected. Friends, family, and even to CBS 19 by charging your wireless devices so you can get the latest on the forecast. On top of the icy potential, and my goodness, thankfully this is not frozen precipitation. This is the liquid form or the melted down frozen precipitation added to that. But we could end up with 1 inch to almost 1.75 inches liquid equivalent. Again, some of that snow, some of that sleet. Down to the south, it's all rain. But you can see how much heavy rainfall will come in here. And so we're going to have to, you put that equation into exactly the types of precipitation that we'll see throughout the night, especially up to the north. All right, so 100% chance for rain, sleet, freezing rain and snow Thursday, 70% chance for light snow Thursday, and then we are done with the precipitation after that. All right, let's talk storm checklist here before we wrap things up and get ready for CBS 19 News at 10 o'clock. Want to make sure you have supplies for your home and your car. Hopefully you don't have to drive, but if you did, you've got supplies to take it easy. Catherine's saying people drive crazy on I-20s. This is going to be interesting. Slow down and drive safe. Amen to that for sure. Prayers to everyone who has to travel tomorrow. Yeah, hopefully no one has to. If they could wait till Friday afternoon, maybe things would get a little bit better. Check your smoke detector and your carbon monoxide sensor. That's what CO stands for, carbon monoxide sensor. Do you have batteries for your flashlight in case you did lose power? Bring your pets indoors. Make sure you have like non-perishable or canned fruits, canned vegetables, canned meat, Spam. If anybody eats Spam anymore. Something that if you lost power, you'd have something that you could eat. And of course, you need bottled water to stay hydrated throughout a storm like this. All right, so 10-day forecast. Baylor Scott and White Texas Spinal Joint Hospital 10-day forecast. 2 days of weather impact alerts. Freezing rain, rain and snow Thursday, 100% chance. I'm telling you there's a chance it's going to happen tomorrow. 35, the high temperature, 31 Friday morning. Again, slick spots in the morning with early light snow. But we warmed to 38. And be careful Saturday morning because anything that melts Friday night could refreeze pretty hard here Saturday morning. But then we're up to 49 and then lower 50s all the way through next week with the next chance of rain coming up in about a week to 10 days. Hey, if this video was helpful, please like, subscribe or share on our YouTube channel, or share it on our Facebook page so that others can see it, so they can stay prepared and ahead of the storm. And if you also want to just get the link off of our CBS 19 Plus and share that out to your friends so they can also see the forecast, we do appreciate that. We do appreciate you watching tonight. Thank you very much. Have a great night. We'll see you on CBS 19 News at 10 p.m.